A Manitoba judge recently found in favor of the obvious that the federal and provincial governments of Manitoba breached First Nations' rights to self-govern around child welfare. Because, yeah, everybody knows this. Now, I wanted to comment on this before a bunch of right-wing types start trying to outrage farm off of it, though I'm sure that'll happen anyway. It is common knowledge that multiple levels of government conspired to break First Nations communities in Canada. If you're a white person like me, you might have grown up absorbing the notion that Canada did the best that we could, and yes, mistakes were made, but nobody knew any better, and that is nonsense. If you actually study this stuff, just even scratch the surface a little bit, you find out that a lot of the stuff that it was just straight up malicious, and there's no other way to interpret those decisions. And one of those things is that we, Canada, we stole their kids. We put laws in place to criminalize their religious practices. We forced them off of farmland and gave it to European settlers. We flooded their communities with booze. We decimated their population with disease. And we did so much more than that. And then when they dared to continue to exist while impoverished, which we wouldn't let them be anything but impoverished, we use that as an excuse to steal their kids. Now, am I saying that every child that was removed should have been left with their parents? No. Children should not be left with parents who are abusive and neglectful. But way too often, the criteria that CFS used was, were the parents white? Because I don't know about you, but my parents weren't perfect. But they never worried about CFS coming in and taking me away. Even though the house wasn't always perfectly clean, we weren't ever super wealthy, and honestly, I broke a lot of bones as a kid. Actually, other people broke my bones. But I and most of my friends growing up were white enough that no matter how badly our parents screwed up, nobody was ever thinking that they might get taken away. Our governments viewed First Nations people as a problem, an inconvenience to be erased. And the thing is, we know the foster system is broken. Everybody knows that. We know that lots of people who choose to foster, they do so just for the money. They don't really care about the kid. They're not interested in providing a stable environment. And we know that we also don't do a great job of screening out predators, probably because we've historically elected way too many of them. Now, while a summary judgment has been issued, damages have not been decided. The initial lawsuit was seeking $2.1 billion, which is a lot of money. And if that were to go through, how would the government pay for it? Well, probably with debt, like they pay for almost everything else. It's not that big of a deal. The federal government could certainly easily raise that amount of money by just increasing the capital gains tax to something that doesn't encourage billionaires to be evil. Manitoba? I'm not sure. I say raise the income tax on people making over $150,000 a year to 50% of everything over $150,000. It's Manitoba. You probably don't need $150,000. That way, we'll probably also be taxing a lot of the children of the rich fucks who organized all of this nonsense in the first place.